Are you worried? Do you experience anxiety daily? Do you feel like fear has taken too large a role in your life? Does it seem that everyone is more anxious and worried about everything? Has the world always been so scary, so uncertain? Have humans always lived with so much anxiety and fear? If you think about all the fear in the world, all the worrying things we are anxiously anticipating, like environmental disasters, elections, pandemics, wars, and 100 other terrible and worrying things going on in the world, you'll almost certainly begin to wonder why everything seems so bad. Maybe it's because of all the craziness reported on the news. They want you to fear guns or losing your guns, road rage, rising costs of goods, and so much more. Regardless of who you are or why you're watching this video, I'm sure you experience the sensations of fear and anxiety all too regularly these days. Now, don't get me wrong, fear is an essential aspect of our complex brains, and without it, we, as in all of humanity, would probably not exist today. A healthy fear of something dangerous is justified and evolutionarily necessary to keep us alive. But we shouldn't be living in constant fear. And as we barrel through the 2020s, our lives are so full of things we're supposed to worry about that there's barely time or space for less stressful emotions. I'm trying something a little different in how this video is put together, so if you like all my hard work, please consider subscribing, liking, or even leaving a comment below. Now, why are we all so afraid? Well, because the powers that be, the wealthiest and most powerful people worldwide, need you to be scared. You see, fear has long been a tool of the oppressors. I mean, look at religion, and Catholicism in particular. They spent literal centuries telling everyone that they would go to a torturous place they call hell if you don't both believe in their God and donate a significant portion of your income to the richest and most corrupt organization in history. But modern media and politics have taken what the Catholics and other religions have done for centuries and turned it into a science that they use to bludgeon us daily with more worries. As you'll hear next, I believe 6 categories of fear are being used as a weapon to control the populace. Please let me know of other categories or methods I missed in the comments. First, we have the fear of being ostracized. Basically, the fear of not being allowed to remain a member of the group. There's the fear of professional retribution. Anyone with a job recognizes this, and this fear is used to keep employees compliant and unions limited. Biblical or religious fear. Republicans use this with impunity, but early religious leaders originated it to keep members of their churches following their rules with this kind of fear. Fear of foreign attack. This is things like China's out to get us, fascism is spreading, Russia is attacking, and a newer form is all the talk of immigrants and immigrant caravans. Fear of the government. There is no shortage of people in America in particular who believe the government is going to take their guns, their jobs, their families, etc. Promoting these fears relies heavily on complex conspiracy theories. And finally, we have the big one, fear of the unknown. Abstract fears that something big and wrong is coming. And this includes things like fear of an impending apocalypse or maybe a world or civil war breaking out. Fear works. It gets people to act the way you want them to. I have no doubt you can think of modern real-world examples for each of those I just listed. Why the focus on fear? Because fear is the quickest and easiest method to control people. It's how those in power get our attention. Hell, turn on any 24-hour news network and you'll find virtually unlimited reasons to worry and reasons for you to embrace your fear. If you look even just superficially into the history of governments, religions, businesses, cults, militaries, dictators, and kings, it won't be hard for you to see how fear was the essential tool that they used to gain and maintain control over people's lives. Religious leaders, governments, militaries, and many others maintain their power and control by using fear, uncertainty, and doubt to control their subjects. The sad part, at least as far as I'm concerned, is that no one really needs to use FUD to keep people in line. Fear is the lowest form of loyalty and obedience, but the easiest to implement by far. It's surprisingly simple to keep the populace scared and therefore compliant. In my 44 years on this planet, I've been told I need to fear the government, terrorists, the devil, illegal immigrants, nature, God, Russia, crossing streets, fire, tornadoes, the Bermuda Triangle, hurricanes, and 1,000 other things that I decidedly did not need to worry that much about. As I said in the beginning, fear isn't always bad. You should fear a wild animal snarling at you or driving too fast on an icy mountain pass. But on the other hand, it is decidedly unhealthy to live your life in a constant state of anxiety. Unfortunately for us, those with the most power need you to be worried. They need you to be meek and keep your head down. Otherwise, people would be demanding better working conditions, better laws to protect rights, lower prices, lower wages, and a lot more that too many are too scared to speak up about. The world we live in today, where the news is always breaking and society is always on the verge of collapse, is manufactured to keep you afraid, to keep you worried. But I have some excellent news for you. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to worry all the time. In fact, it's time, really way beyond time, for us to stand up. Time for us to stop taking this lying down. It is time for us to make the minuscule percentage of the world that is doing this to us understand that we will not take it anymore. And that doesn't require you to go on strike tomorrow or protest some evil in the world on your day off. You can decide not to let them scare you. You see, in every case where someone is trying to scare you, they're exaggerating and making the problem seem more significant than it really is. Most of the stuff they tell you to fear is abstract, like religion does, or so rare it's more likely you'd hit the lottery multiple times, like being killed by a terrorist. So we, collectively, must make a choice. Do we let the most powerful and corrupt people in the world manipulate us in our daily lives so that they can continue to grow their hoard of money? Or do we stop listening to the fear-mongering? Because you can absolutely choose to ignore their lies. You can do your own research, and probably most importantly, you can take everything you hear with a grain of salt, generally being not so quick to believe whatever they want you to believe. Let me know in the comments how you're keeping sane and how you're keeping this manufactured anxiety from ruining your life. If you made it this far, you are not only in a select group of people who watch my creations, you are one of the first people in history to see these videos. While they may only get a few dozen or a few hundred views today, like Herman Melville and Van Gogh before me, I won't let the world's inability to see the value in my art stop me from making it. If you like this video, you would certainly enjoy the library of videos I've made for you, so check them out in this playlist. If you're new here, I'd love to get a new like or subscriber from you, but either way, I sincerely appreciate your time and attention and hope you have a wonderful life.